District 41 Toastmasters personal meeting room.
Yes, yes, we can see.
Yes. So this is the home screen whenever a person, the host, joins the meeting room. And since we are doing this specifically for the contests, the first thing that would be required are the breakout rooms. So when you are the host, you will get this button at the lower bar, the breakout room. So let's see. This is what happens when you click on that particular button. When you click on this button, breakout rooms, you get this pop-up window. Here you get three options. One is assign automatically, assign manually, and let the participants choose the room. And here you can create the here you can give the number that you want, the number of rooms. So I had created say 6 rooms, and then you get the option assign. So you can individually assign people to these meeting rooms. So let us take a hands-on example. We have 13 people in this particular meeting. I am now going to create breakout rooms, and then I am going to assign you people. First, I'm going to create only one breakout room. So just give me a second. So did everybody get an invitation to join the breakout rooms?
Yes.
চলেও গেল ইনভিটেশনটা।
ইনভিটেশনটা চলে গেল।
That
Yes,
was
we
not. All right.
Shall we go in or no?
No, there is no need to go. So this was just a demonstration. Everybody will be back soon.
লোকজনের মধ্যে ব্রেকআউট রুমে ঢুকে পড়েছে বাবারে।
People have already joined the breakout room. Anyway, so everybody will be back soon. So this particular thing is the demonstration of what happens when you assign the breakout rooms. I'm just waiting for everybody to return. Yes. Now, so this is what happens when I click on assign. Next. That was all about breakout rooms. So actually, does anybody want to volunteer and create breakout rooms? Anybody wants to volunteer and get a hands-on experience of this? Okay, Vinay. All right. So Vinay, I am going to make you the co-host. Vinay, why don't you click on the breakout room and create one? Okay, no issue. Vinay, yes, it should work. But okay, we'll get back to that at the very end of the meeting.
Make him the host in order to create breakout rooms.
I see. So, okay, no issue. We'll get to that at the very end of the meeting. Now, let's move to the second most important thing during a contest, the chat box. So, currently, as you can see, everybody can chat with everybody, both privately and publicly. So, let us see. This is the particular option that the host gets. If you open the chat box, there is this ... sandwich bar, and then you can see this. The participant can chat with no one, host only, everyone publicly and privately. Now, what happens during the contests? During the contest, it is encouraged that nobody talk to anybody, especially during, say, the table topics. So what do? We choose no one. The chat box is completely disabled. Now, this might be true that maybe you are doing a sort of a quiz contest. In that case, you would want the audience to send you answers. What will you do? You will do host only. That way, whoever wants to send a message can send it directly to the host without it reaching the other participants. The other option is everybody publicly. That would mean nobody can chat with anybody else privately. Is there any questions here? Okay, let's move ahead.
Rahan, one question.
Yeah.
So in that that option that the host only. So does it mean the host only or the co-host also gets an option to receive the message?
Co-host also gets the option.
Okay.
What is the maximum number of co-hosts you can assign?
There is no such limit. Yeah, I think it should work from the mobile as well. I haven't tried being the co-host from a mobile, but I'm sure it will work from mobile as well because that's how these are designed. All right. Let's move to the next thing. Well, one moment. In this particular screen, you see that this option mode. So let us talk about that. Now, in Toastmasters, there is one thing that's very important, that is public outreach. So what happens is, if you want to broadcast your meeting on say Facebook or keep a recording on YouTube, that's when you go to more. And this works only with the host, not even the co-host can actually do this. So when you click on more, you get these two options, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. You click on that, you will get a login screen. Next. This particular thing is another very important thing. That is the host controls. Now, you can see that there are these screens with the faces in it. When you hover on that, you get that dot thing at the right corner, top right corner. If you click on that, you would get two options. One is pin and another thing is chat. Now, for a host or a co-host, there are a couple of other options. For example, let us take Bishwaraj and Ruchira. Right now, I am spotlighting them. I am spotlighted right now, so I am adding Bishwaraj to the spotlight. Now, why would we do this? This is to facilitate interaction. Say, I am going to ask Bishwaraj a question, and that way, when both of us are spotlighted, this conversation seems much more natural, as if it's happening offline. Yeah, we don't get that particular feel, but this way, it would be like almost as if you are seeing it on a TV screen. But if only I am spotlighted, then you cannot see the expressions of both. And it's not just two people, you can spotlight multiple people. For example, I am adding Ruchira to the spotlight. So this way you can add more people to the spotlight. So let me show you what exactly it looks like. This is the option the host and the co-host gets. First is, of course, to mute. We can mute anybody we want. And we can, if somebody has switched off their video, we can ask them to start their video. And we can also rename people. That's also very important. The hosts and co-hosts can rename people. What happens when a lot of people join the meeting room? A naming convention is given. And the naming convention is important because that's how the hosts and co-hosts know whom to bring up on the screen next. So if, say, for example, we are having a contest and there are 5 participants. 4 of them have named them as contestant 1, contestant 2, contestant 4 and contestant 5. We cannot find contestant 3. So what happens? The co-host actually looks through all the names and sees, okay, so XYZ is contestant number 3, but they have not renamed themselves. So they just rename it. That way, whenever the next speaker is called, they don't have to look through the whole list to find who to spotlight next. Next thing, make the host, make the co-host. That is self-explanatory. Then comes allow to record. Now, this particular option is available even for people who are not the co-host. Say, for example, one person, XYZ, has a very good internet connection. So what do? We don't want to make them the co-host, but we allow them to record. If we allow them to record, then they can record it on their own. And that way, they would get the best recording possible on their computer. Next, this is what happens when we want to add a spotlight. Somebody is spotlighted, we can get the option add spotlight. That way, we can get 2 or 3 people over there. Next.
I have one question regarding this feature of recording. So when I look at my Zoom, this dashboard sort of a thing, I see the option to record. Now that the session is being recorded, had it not been recorded, then if I would click on that, what would happen? Would the host get a pop-up window, or what is it?
No, if you click on record, then you get the option of only record on your computer. You won't be allowed to record on the cloud.
Oh, okay.
You can record it, but it would stay on your computer. Now, let us move to the next thing. That is polls. So, currently this particular meeting does not have any poll. So, if I actually click on that option, you remember the screen polls. So if I click on that, I would get this particular pop-up. So I click on this add question. What will happen? Since I am the host, when I click on add question, I go to this particular website. Since I am logged into this account, I automatically get to this place and I can add polls. As you can see, I get the option. I can write whatever I want and I have to provide the options. So let's see, I have already made one. So I have made this particular poll, for example. So as you can see, as in this screen, let me make the poll in front of everybody. Now, I have given this for best speaker. So there are 2 types of speakers in the meeting. So say I want best prepared speaker and I want best table topics speaker as well. So again, so I have made this poll, right? Now, let me show you what happens. I have launched the poll. Do you see the poll on your screens? So vote on them. It doesn't matter who you vote for, of course. So as you can see, this Now, when you are voting for anybody, this is the screen the host and the co-host gets to see. How many votes, how many people have voted, out of how many, and who is getting more votes. So as you can understand, this is a very, very useful tool. Now, let's move on to the next thing. As Toastmaster Vishwaraj had pointed out about recording. So when you go to this particular button, you get two things. If you are the host or the co-host, or you have been allowed to record. Record on this computer or record to the cloud. Whichever one you click on, you will get the recording. Next, screen sharing. Another very important thing. Everybody gets this particular option, share screen. And when you get on this particular upward arrow, you will get these options. One participant can share at a time, multiple participants can share simultaneously. Now, this particular option only the host and the co-host can get. So you can allow multiple people to share simultaneously, or you can limit it to one person. But the second thing, below the line, advanced sharing options, everybody gets that. Now, what does that mean?
We can't see your screen. Are you showing something on your screen already or just seeing it orally?
Okay. Just let me show. Now, I took a screenshot of what the current screen looks like. Now, the first one participant can share at a time, and the second one, multiple participants can share simultaneously. Now, these are the options only the host gets. And everybody, and advanced sharing options, of course, it's also for them. One participant can share simultaneously. One participant can share at a time. Multiple participants can share simultaneously. Who can share? Only host, all participants. Who can start sharing when someone else is sharing? Only host, all participants. Now, this way you can regulate how you want your meeting to be. Next, this is the option everybody gets when they click on share screen. There is the basic, advanced, and files. The advanced option has been added to Zoom very recently. So first, let us get to the basic options. Screen. When you share the screen, everything you share, everything that is there on your screen, you can share. But as you can see, there are a couple of other windows in the second row. So this is a folder, this is a tool, this is a PDF, and this is a PPT. So if I actually click on any one of these, I will only be able to show these ones. And if I minimize them, the screen would go dark. For example, currently, you can see this folder. And if I minimize, the screen sharing is paused. That is exactly why these options are there. Say, for example, you are sharing just a second. So, for example, you are sharing a PowerPoint presentation. You have that open, but you also have a Word document open which you don't want anybody to see. If you share your screen, and you minimize the PowerPoint presentation, the Word document will come up. But if you share only the PowerPoint presentation, if you minimize the PowerPoint presentation, the sharing would pause. Nobody will be able to see the Word document. That is why the second row is so important. Next, let's go to the advanced options. This has been added very recently. Now, first is PowerPoint as virtual background. I'll show what it exactly means. Second is also the portion of the screen. Third is music or computer sound only. And fourth is content from second camera. I'd be able to demonstrate the first three, but not the fourth one because I don't have a second camera with me right now. That is generally used if you have another input device where you actually write things down under a camera. So that has been added very recently and I haven't had the opportunity to test it out. Let's go first to the portion of the screen thing. Now, when you share a portion of the screen, this is what you get to see. Straight. So this is now I am sharing a portion of my screen. As you can see, as I move that particular box, you see different portions of the screen. This is also important when you don't want everything on your desktop to be visible to all the participants. Now, let me show what this PowerPoint as virtual background means. As you can see, the PowerPoint presentation is visible in the background while the video is minimized to one corner of the screen. This way, I can present directly, while you can see my expressions as well, and also this particular presentation and my expressions. So this is very important when you are making, you are delivering, say, your speech, research and presentation, or you are presenting anything in your office. This is very important. Now, let me show you how I can share only the audio. First, let me show you this particular screen so that you will know what I am talking about. I am talking about music or computer sound only. Now,
the circus comes to town.
So could you hear it? Whatever sound I shared? Anybody from the audience? Yes.
Yes.
So that was just the audio. Now let me share both video and audio.
Lock the cage and light up the stage for the greatest show around.
So now do you understand how we can leverage these particular tools to do so many nifty things? Now let's move ahead with a couple of other features. The files option, you can actually share files from the cloud. So this is pretty self-explanatory. Now, the security option. The security option, the host and the co-host, everybody gets. This way, you can actually control these particular things. Do you allow the hosts to rename themselves? Do you allow them to unmute themselves? Do you allow them to chat or share the screen? So you can select all of these here. Now, these were more or less all the things that you would require to run. These are the things that you will require to run a contest. You can become the tech master for any contest or for your regular club meetings. Now, does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I have one question.
Okay.
Assuming that our clubs in TCS we are moving towards WebEx. So if Zoom is replaced by WebEx, then what do we do?
Then you would have to learn WebEx for your regular club meetings. But for Toastmaster contests and other inter-club meetings, Zoom is still going to be the tool of choice. Since the district is sponsoring these accounts, so my suggestion is if you actually want to help out in the contests and other big events, it's better to learn Zoom now. So does anybody else have any queries?
Yeah, Rahan, I have a question. Like when you are creating the breakout room, there are a lot of rooms assigned. So how you are creating those rooms? I understand the breakout room creation, but the room itself, how you are creating?
I didn't get your question.
Yeah, so there are a lot of room I found when you are actually creating the breakout room. So there were a lot of rooms were there. Among those rooms, you selected one to create the breakout. So how
No. Okay, let me just show you once. Then I'll make you the host so that you can see how to do it practically. So when you click on that, when you click on these breakout rooms, this particular thing pops up. Over here, you can actually select the number of rooms you want to create and the setting of the room. Then say for example, I have created 6 rooms, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now when I click on assign to any particular room, then people would get assigned to these rooms. Let me show you a screenshot, just one moment.
So those rooms are automatically there, right?
No.
না না, ওটা যখন রাহান শুরু করেছিল তখন একটা কিছু ছিল, রুম ক্রিয়েট করা ছিল বলে তুমি ছবিটা দেখেছো জয়িতা, ওটা ওরকম থাকে না, ওটা একটা নেসেন্ট থাকে, নেসেন্ট স্ক্রিন থাকে, এরকম দেখালো। ব্রেকআউট রুম যখন তুমি ক্রিয়েট করতে চাও একদম 0 থেকে শুরু করতে পারো, 0 মানে 1 থেকে শুরু করতে পারো, সরি। ওটা প্রথম যে ছবিটা দেখেছো ওটা কিছু ক্রিয়েট করা ছিল বলে ওই ছবিটা চলে এসেছে।
Okay.
So let me just show you what exactly goes on. So these are the rooms. So when I click on assign, this thing pops up. Here I can select whoever I want to put into this particular room. So let me make you the host. Now you click on the breakout room thing. What do you see?
Rahan, I have joined through mobile, so I'm not getting all those options.
No issue. Okay, I'll show that to you after the meeting. So can you just make me the host again?
How to do that? Like I don't have an option here.
No issue. You just select, you go to participants.
Yeah. Kaushik Bashu.
No, you go to participants.
Yes, I'm there.
And then there will be a ... thing right next to my name, District 41.
Yeah, just.
So
I can see you. Your name is you showing as a co-host.
yes. So make host.
Yeah. Okay, done.
So it doesn't matter whether you join from the phone or from the laptop. These basic options are always there to make somebody the host, to make somebody the co-host, allow somebody to record. These options are always there. So anyway, I can show you later on offline, not offline, I mean later after the meeting, when you join from the laptop, how to do this. So anybody else has any questions?
Yeah,
Rahan, I have one.
Okay.
Okay, if Somnath wants to go first, he can ask. Somnath,
Shak,
please
you
go.
can go. I will I will go later.
No, it's okay.
Okay. That's okay. Rahan, I specifically joined this session of yours to understand the Zoom poll thing because I'm going to use it in one of my next sessions. I just want to understand. So for example, if I have a session, say of 30 minutes, and I want to use a Zoom poll, which has 5 different questions, and I want to put it one at 15th minute, one at say 25th minute or whatever.
Okay.
So what I will do in that case, can I prepare all the questions and then I can go to poll section? Like what is that setting?
Yes. So just let me show you. 1 second.
18 তারিখে সেটিংটা করছে সায়ক।
না এটা 18 তারিখের না, তার আগে আছে।
So here is the thing. So when I showed you this thing, right? Wait. So when you click on the polls, you get this, add a question,
Yes.
or you can go to edit. So when you do that, you are redirected to this screen. Now I had just created this particular question, right? Now the way these polls work, this is poll 1. And in poll 1, just a second. Never mind. This poll is done. So I am adding a new poll, all right? So this is a So I have added one question to this. I can add another question. And I can keep adding more questions to this. So this particular poll, so which you want to launch on say the 15th minute, right? You want 10 questions there. You can add 10 questions there. All right. So
Okay.
I save. Okay, just a sec. This question is delete, save. Right. So I have now added a second poll. I can add another one. This one, poll for 30th meeting. So this is the first question for 30th minute. And also, as you can see, you have the option of making this multiple choice. So I save this. So now I can now this is the thing. Now I can launch this particular poll at say the 15th minute. I can launch this one at the 30th minute, and I can make as many polls as I want, each having as many questions as I want. But there is one limitation. For the options of each question, you cannot go more than 10.
Okay.
So that is a limitation. Other than that, you can go ahead with this.
No, so this polling thing cannot be scheduled. That's what Shayok is asking.
This
Or
is
you have
not
to do it manually.
automatic. This is not automatic. You have to launch the polls. You have to launch the polls manually, but you can create the polls beforehand. No issues at that.
Yeah, I asked that only. I will launch it manually, but like I want it in my own time. So I can simply go and launch a particular poll, right?
Yes. Okay, Shayok Da, let me make you the co-host. Now, are you getting the polls option?
Yeah, I'm getting the
Click on
polls
that.
option.
Click on
Yeah,
that.
clicked on that. Yes.
Now,
yes.
there is beside, so first you see polling 1 best speaker, right?
Yes.
And then there is a downward facing arrow.
Right.
Click on that.
Yes, clicked on that. Poll 2, poll 3. I have
Exactly.
3 options.
So
Yeah.
whichever you want to launch, you can launch.
Yeah.
Click on polling 2.
Okay, I clicked on poll 2. I launched poll. Yeah, perfect.
Absolutely. Now everybody can see this particular poll.
Great. Okay.
And you can end polling.
I can end polling, and after that I can share the results as I
You
want.
can
to
share the result. Please share the result so that you can see what exactly the people get to see.
I shared the results.
So you can do this. You can relaunch the polling if you are not satisfied with this thing. So
okay, perfect.
You can do this way, and as you saw that with the downward facing arrow, you get the list of all the polls that you have created. You can launch whichever one at whichever point of time you want to.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thanks, Ram.
The best thing is, say for example, at the very beginning of the meeting, you have asked a generic question. What do you think about table topics? Are you 1, confident, 2, meh, 3, not confident? You had launched this at the very start of the meeting, and then most people have polled as not confident. At the end of the meeting, you want to know that answer again. So you go to that and relaunch polling. Same question, same options. That way you would be able to gauge whether people are now more confident or not.
Right. Yeah, this is helpful. Okay, Rahan, thanks.
Yeah, Bisharaj is visible in all meetings. Yes, no, always.
So does anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, for breakout rooms, so in contest we have to announce like participant 2, please join the meeting room, 3, please join the meeting room. So how can we do that?
So let me again share the screen. Now I had created 6 rooms for this particular example, right? I can rename each. So I can say 1 for the waiting room, 2nd for the say judges, and so on and so forth. And when I go to assign, I can assign particular meeting attendees to particular rooms. And then once you have assigned them, you can tell that please join your assigned rooms. They won't be able to join any other room other than the one that you have assigned. So say for example, I have assigned Beli, Joitadi and Rushira to room 1, Satyadipda, Shayokda and Somnathda to room 2. Then Rushira won't be able to join room 2. She would be able to join only room 1, and Satyadipda would be able to join only room 2.
Okay, and but I was saying that suppose 5 people are in a breakout room, right? And you as a host are in the main room. So suppose a participant 1 is in the main room. Participant 1 has already spoken. There is 1 minute of timeout in the middle, and you want to bring in the second.
So just let me see if the option is visible here. No. Okay, so from the chat option, you would get a broadcast to all option. So when you broadcast to all, it goes to all the meeting rooms. So you can say participant 2, please leave the breakout room and rejoin the main room. That is one option. Or you can have somebody, another co-host, to go into the room and send them here. You can do either of them.
Okay, if you have the option available, I think you can take a snapshot and share here. That would
be... No, I don't think I have it available right now. I have to assign people to break rooms again, I think. Okay, let me just try and do that. So Somnathda and Rushira, I have assigned you to the rooms. Please join the rooms so that I can actually take a screenshot.
Okay, option, yeah.
Just a second. This will do.
This works best in conducting MOT and in COTP. This is the best option you can use. So you assign them to breakout rooms, and then Sagar, if you're the host, you can go to the individual breakout rooms and tell them the instruction, else you can send a broadcast message.
Also for the table topic, the broadcast is actually necessary.
Okay, so Rushira, did you get the message that was broadcasted?
Yep, at the top of the screen, I could see it.
Absolutely. So now let me share. Sagar, this is the option. I had assigned Rushira and Somnathda to room 1. It shows whoever were not assigned to any room, and at that particular time Somnathda had not joined the room, but Ruchira had. So it shows Ruchira had joined, Somnathda had not joined. And here is this particular option, broadcast message to all.
Okay, okay, got it.
So any other queries?
Achha, when is the poll results are visible? Is it visible for the poll creator only?
It is visible for the poll creators only unless the poll creator, that is the host or the co-host, wants to share the result. Only then the results are visible.
Okay, so it is visible to both the host and the co-host.
Yes, by default it is, and also the host and the co-host cannot vote. Since they are the poll creators, they cannot vote in it.
Okay.
ও তাই নাকি? এটা জানতাম না।
Yeah, so make sure if you want to give somebody voting capability, you can temporarily take away their co-host access, and then once the poll is done, you can make them co-host again, and that way you can give them a particular polling ability and then again make them co-host.
So in the TMKTC sessions, when you launch these polls, whosoever launches it does not vote.
No.
তার মানে একটা মেম্বার বাদ যায় vote থেকে।
One member, two member, as many host and co-host there are, they cannot vote. So what we usually do is that if there is a tie, we give our votes and declare the result accordingly. If there is not a tie, then there is no need for us to vote.
This is a fantastic find, Rahan, thank you. Which means that in a meeting, say if you are the general evaluator, you can go and check how many co-hosts and co-hosts are there, and if there are, say, for a club like Elite and CJTM where the membership strength is quite high, so if they have made 2 or 3 people as hosts and co-hosts, then all 3 of them would abstain from voting. That's what you are saying, right, Rahan?
Yeah.
Which is not good. So as a general evaluator, you can comment that only please take away the host, that take away the co-host access from the other 2, so that maximum people can vote. Correct?
And the thing is, once the poll is launched, if say for example I am the host and Sagar is the co-host, so I have launched the poll, Sagar won't be able to vote initially. What I can do is I withdraw their co-host access, then Sagar votes, and I can then make him co-host again. So that way the of the room is not hampered, but they can vote.
Of course, but this is a good find. Shayok, next time general evaluator হয় এটা দেখবি।
All right, so are there any other questions?
Hello,
Rahan, I have one question.
Okay.
See, whenever we have created a breakout room, so we can assign all the participants to that room to whom we want. Now, when you assign to me, I can see the option called leave. So if I leave, can I leave from that entire meeting or the breakout room?
You get 2 options. When you click on leave, you get 2 options. Leave breakout room, that I think comes in blue, and leave meeting, that comes in red. So if you leave breakout room,
Okay, fine, understood. Now the thing is that, say, whenever we have a contest and we, for that, say, evaluation and the table topic contest, we assign a participant to that breakout room. But then participant can anytime, if they can choose that option, they will come back to the main room, right? So that is there a way to restrict that option? Because that should not be the case, right? Participant cannot come to that. Those who are in the breakout room, they should not come until unless that contest chair or contest master will ask them to come to that meeting room. Right?
Yeah, this is my bad. Let me show you another screenshot. Just one moment. Just one moment. Yeah. So look at this. When I assign, I have this particular thing called options. When I click on options, I get this.
Okay.
Allow participants to choose room. That way, if you do that, then you don't need to assign people. People can choose their own breakout rooms.
Yes.
allow participants to return to main session at any time. If I take away that check,
Correct. Okay.
then they won't be able to return.
Okay. Then until we ask them to come out from that room, right?
Yes. Until we allow them to come back, they won't be able to come back.
Oh, okay. Okay. Fine.
And there are other customizations available as well. Breakout rooms close automatically after 30 minutes. So you can increase the time, decrease the time. Once I close a particular breakout room, there is a 60-second timer for the breakout room to still be there. I can get it down so that whenever I close the room, everybody is forced to come back. So there are these options.
Thank you, Ram.
So anything else?
কত কিছু জানা গেল, সত্যি কিছুই জানতাম না এগুলো।
I think Bailey was saying something back then.
No, yeah, I had the same question about the timing because once we joined the means breakout room, I saw 60 seconds countdown. So that was my question, which is now cleared.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, I also saw broadcast to all option. Okay, so that was for all the rooms. What if I want to broadcast in a particular room?
Yeah, that option is also available. That option is also available.
Oh, okay. Those were the only doubts.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I guess that's all. If anybody has any questions, you can of course approach offline. With that, I thank you all for attending this session and all the best for being the Tech Masters whenever you want.
Thank you so much for the information.
Thank you, Rohan. Thank you for such a nice.
Thank you, Rohan.